Hi, welcome back. Let's get started, shall we? And get straight into it. We're going to be clearing breasts, basically. And this is for the men as well, not just for the women. I happen to know somebody that a man in he must have been in his 60s, and he died of breast cancer as well. So it is possible for men to have these conditions. And there are certain conditions that men do have with hormone imbalances in their breasts as well as women. So this is for everybody. So we're clearing the breasts basically of any condition that may be connected to them whatsoever. So make sure you're 100% open to receiving healing, and let's get started, shall we? So let's see where we are. Breasts. An SRT clearing on breasts is running at 40 positive, 80 negative. This was a request from somebody who watches my YouTube as well, so thank you for that. And it's at Holy Spirit status level of consciousness, which is in a couple of layers above incarnational level. So we're just going to ask your high self teams to do an initial clearing. Those that are new to these clearings, because I've just started posting them on TikTok, everything in the system has to be 100% positive and 0% negative, and working from at least all the way up here and all the way up here, radiant love, new paradigm level of consciousness as an absolute minimum. And anything that is below that really, is going to have programs, stifled energy, that kind of thing. This is the spiritual response therapy system. And it was downloaded by Robert E Detzler from Spirit back in the late 80s and gradually expanded over the years. He only died about 4 or 5 years ago. And he's written 3 books: Soul Recreation, The Freedom Path, and Spiritual Healing. You can get them on Amazon or other known bookstores. And you can train in this. There are some charts at the back of his books, The Freedom Path and Soul Recreation. They're the original charts, which have changed a little bit here and there over the years, and there's been a lot more charts added to it. But it's good to get used to clearing your own stuff, I think. So I've got a lot more details on my YouTube site, which is at Caroline Cousins. Or go to it via my website, www.carolinecousins.com. Right, so the bulk of the clearing is done in the initial clearing and the mop-up at the end. So where are we going first then? We're going to chart 5. Let's just see what's going to come up here. Conscious control is coming up as a block there. So let's just clear all conscious control at all levels of consciousness in chart 3. Because this is an SRT group clearing, it will be a small clearing. I'm not going into any detail. It's like a mini clearing or a taster. If you have private clearings with me, all details on my website, they're much more in depth as well. And they're done remotely, so you don't have to be there. You can just order a package and they'll get done within 7 days of getting your details and the money received there, and then I send you the first report of what came up within 7 working days. So yeah, if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask. I'm very, very happy to help. My intention is that as many people in the world get healing as they can and learn to empower themselves, to heal themselves, to integrate those unintegrated parts of the shadow. It helps us all shift that consciousness, I'm also very active on Instagram. You can always get me on there. Right. 10B, which is programs created by Spirit. So this is, if something's not clearing, then quite often the programs are coming from here. So we've got blocks to experience is the process. We've got self-punishment. There's a major program of self-punishment running. So let's clear those, clearing all depths, levels, ranges, limitations, everything, everywhere of those. Also clearing any body programs, body memories there as well. Okay. 17 fine tuning, that's at Lord of Lords level or Law of Laws level. So it's the first expression of the living soul, level of consciousness. Programs to pick up discordant energy, hidden vows at soul level there, so as well. So let's clear those hidden vows away and all that discordant energy away, and all the programs to pick up the discordant energy as well. We don't want that energy in our energy systems. And if you've got any doubt as to how this works, it's quantum entanglement. It's quantum healing. In this dimension where we all live, we're kind of bound by self-imposed time. And these clearings are done outside of time. And that's why they can be done at any time. And they reach you through a process called quantum entanglement, so that we're all connected. Like trees in a forest. If you go beneath the ground, all the trees' roots are connected to each other. And trees will move to help another tree as well in the forest, if one is in trouble, struggling, whatever. So it's a bit like that. We're all connected. There are some scientific experiments, some quantum experiments, where I think they took some saliva from somebody, and then that person went over from Europe all the way over to Australia, and they did something to the saliva in the laboratory in either the UK or Europe, and it affected the person in Australia. It was something like that. The effects were seen. They had the same effects. It was felt over there. So there's a lot of experiments in the quantum field. It's quite fascinating. So we're all connected. We're all one energy, basically. This is what it's all about. So these clearings has to clear through me, but because you're watching this, you are in my consciousness. We share a consciousness. And this is how the clearings take place. So for some it will be powerful, for some it won't be as powerful. Some will feel it, some won't. They're all effective. It just depends what other programs and stifled energy you've got in your system, in your expression, your human expression. So we've got minor vows there. Anything else? Some obsessions running. Solidified patterns. So let's clear all of those away. Minor vows, solidified patterns and obsessions. All connecting with the breasts in some way. You don't have to hear what I'm saying in order to receive the benefits of this clearing. Some people find it interesting what I say. Sometimes I'm interesting. Sometimes I talk too much on these things. Sometimes I break into song as the mood takes me. But if you're at work and you want to play it in the background, play it in the background. Turn the volume down. Just set the intention to receive the benefits of it. It's absolutely fine. You'll still get the benefits of it. Just open yourself up to receive it. Okay, chart 31, memory clearing. And again, this is just a very, very, very quick clearing. The rim of creation we are clearing. I've gone through that before, so let's just clear that away. Let's see if I can read to you what it says in the rim of creation quickly or not. So the rim of creation is a sphere with the lines meeting at the centre. The 12th line stood up like a steel rod, and the other 11 lines wove around it like a maypole dance. Spirit says the 12th line is mankind, and the other 11 lines are support systems for mankind. So it looks a bit like a wagon wheel, apparently. If you're watching this from TikTok, you'll have to go to YouTube for the rest of the clearing, I'm afraid, because my time's nearly out. Sorry. Right, where else are we going? We're back to 14, which is the pre-fall of consciousness, creating the illusion. Animal consciousness program, so let's clear those away. Okay. There we go, 14 again, we're still on 14. Light energy discord. So let's clear all light energy discord. Okay. Done. Do we go to mop up? So we're going to do a quick mop up for you. This is where the bulk of the clearing takes place by your teams on the other side of life. We're just doing a very quick mop up. If I was doing a personal mop up, then I would read a long statement, clearing statement for you. Just trying to find it for you. Where's it gone? This is my normal long statement. Still clearing away. I've had a lot of success recently in doing SRT clearings for people with certain medical conditions, which I really enjoy, I have to say. It does make you a bit of a detective. You go into as deep as you can with them. It's been quite interesting, and getting some great results as well. So again, it always depends on the individual. Some people are very open, will notice a difference straight away, and some people won't. And that is purely dependent on how much we're allowing ourselves to receive that healing, how much, what else is running underneath the surface subconsciously, how much self-punishment we're running, how much self-limitation we're running, how much sort of self-abuse we're running as well. What vows are we running? Do we have any contracts to experience certain things? You know, there's so many factors that feed into it. That's why some people can have like a spontaneous clearing, and their whole life has changed from, you know, from whatever therapy or clearing they have. And other people, you know, they might be at the same issue for years, and it's like, I'm getting there, but it's still coming up, you know. There's so many factors that feed into why that is. So I was one of those people that took me ages to clear something very personal for me, because I buried it so very, very deeply. So my subconscious mind was so fearful of releasing too much at once. So it was like prizing the fingers apart, you know. It was a tiny bit at a time. I must have cleared about 300 layers of this particular thing, because it was held in such deep trauma. But I got there eventually anyway. And other traumas clear in one session. It's just, you know, it just depends how tightly how deeply buried some of them are. Right, there's still something to clear there. So 22, new one universe. So even after the mop up, there's something else to clear. Awareness of the 9 Godhead counsellors. So there's blocks there to the new one universe. So let's just clear those blocks away to the awareness of the 9 Godhead counsels. See if I can find any information on those. The 9 Godhead counsels, that's what I said, wasn't it? Yeah. So these 9 are called the Sananda Council. They are the most important councils in the entire process of creation, formation, and experiencing of the soul. They are the hub or center around which the whole creative process revolves. The network center, which sends out the signals, receives the return signals, and assimilates them into the working whole. They call themselves the Lords of Karma. We've all heard of that. They consist of the first 32 levels of consciousness at the Godhead and are the intermediaries between spirit and its creation. Fascinating, isn't it? Right, there's something else coming up on here. Oh, what is that? The Godhead is all is the Godhead. So let's just clear that. A lot of high level stuff coming up with the breasts. So what it says about the Godhead is all is the Godhead. Everything, all, is one, so we are all one. But from the human position, we have each our individuality. You never lose that individuality, but you do become one with the one. So it's blocks to that. The Godhead is all is the Godhead. Okay. Anything else on here? Feels like there is something else on here. Which is awareness of the entire spiritual process from spirit to the physical and back to spirit. We're going to clear that as well. So there's a lot of high level stuff coming up here connected to the breasts. Again, blocks to that process, blocks to the awareness of the entire spiritual process from spirit to the physical and back to spirit. Breasts are very much about nourishment, aren't they? Nurturing nourishment. An excellent suggestion by somebody who watches my YouTube channel, so thank you for that. Can't believe I actually missed clearing this one. Okay, anything else on here? That feels better. Right. Anything else to clear? Now, no? Right, so let's see where we are with the breasts. 100 positive, 0 negative, feels really nice and light. Nothing on this page. Right, we're at Radiant Love New Paradigm as an absolute minimum. So drink lots of water. Don't do more than a couple of these a day, ideally. Ideally, have a couple of days break in between each as well, because we need 3 days to let go of the old neural pathways. See you on the next video. Lots of love.